What it do, YouTube? Today's video, I'm gonna turn in with a quick impromptu video. I wasn't even trying to laugh, but wake and bake. But anyway, shout out to Exhibit Dispensary. Shout out to Exhibit's West Coast Dispensary in Chatsworth. Great deals. You feel me? Great staff. You feel me? Most definitely, they got that ganja, that loud pack. You feel me? Whatever you want to call it. Shit, it's so many different names. Gas. Uh, shit. What else they call it? Oh yeah, Thrax. Uh, it's another word they call it too. I forgot the other word, but yeah, them all the other different names that I could think of. You feel me? But oh yeah, they call it hashish too. Yeah, that's not the one I was looking for, but I can't forget that one. And then also, what's it called? Oh yeah, charas. Yeah, you feel me? But anyway, so this video is gonna be about witchcraft and the witchcraft that we face on a daily basis, and how witchcraft is basically is covered up, and it got makeup put all over it, and to blend it in to make it look pretty. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying everything that looks pretty is evil or bad and nothing like that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying you have to see the fact that they're dressing this thing up and reverse engineering it right in front of our face. You see what I'm saying? And basically what that means is, so it's been a lot of people coming out talking about the Charlie Kirk situation. Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. And they saying that 2 days before he was shot, um, some people who did not like him or something like that, they went to Etsy, and Etsy is like an online like e-commerce site, so you could basically sell products online. You know what I'm saying? E-commerce, which is internet commerce. You know what I'm saying? Internet bartering and trading. And I guess they said they got a witchcraft like section of Etsy where you could go and pay witches and warlocks. And like I said, that's just the main terms that people use. There's way more terminology than that. But you got witches, warlocks, grand wizards, shit like that. Master masons, I say grand wizards, grand masters, all different types of names, man. You know what I'm saying? But them like the main two. So they said some people who did not like them, they went on Etsy to the witchcraft site and paid a whole bunch of like witches or whatever to cast a spell on him. 2 days later, he ended up getting shot. Now, is that a coincidence? No, I don't believe in coincidences. But also, it's just ironic and odd that this information comes out after he passes away. I mean, obviously, how would we know? I mean, we could have, even if he did, like, made it out of that situation where he made it through the speech and he would be alive, we probably would still find out that people paid to put a spell on him. You know what I'm saying? Like a death spell or a death wish or death curse. See, I told you they would make noise. But you see what I'm saying? They try to make noise, whatever. But anyway, they put a death spell on them, a death wish, some type of shit like that. We probably would have found out. It probably would have been a whistleblower that would have came out and said something about it. But I'm just saying, it's just strange how these things unfolded, or how these events unfolded. But that's real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know they had it on Etsy and all that type of stuff like that. But they also got a section of TikTok. They call it Tic-Tac, which is funny as hell. Shout out to Leia Farmer 73, man. You know what I'm saying? He the first person I know who was saying that TikTok. He called it Tic-Tac. And it's funny because a lot of people in the Supreme Court, because I watch a lot of Congress videos and stuff like that, because I'm into politics and stuff. But I watch the UAP and the UFO stuff. that Congress talk about. I don't really listen to the other stuff they talk about passing bills and stuff like that. Not saying that they don't know what they're doing, because they do. These very educated people, but I just like the fact that you can see this other side of these people, because these are very professional people who gotta, just like celebrities, like, you know what I'm saying, they gotta uphold a certain standard. Like a public figure, they gotta uphold a certain standard and image in public. But you know, in your private life, you can do whatever you want in your private life. But it's the same thing, like with a politician, you know what I'm saying, or yeah, basically a politician. Whether you a federal politician or whether you just local, state politician, like you still basically like a celebrity in your own right, in your own world of people who politicians and who follow the political world. Because you gotta look at it like this: you gotta uphold a certain standard. You see what I'm saying? And you gotta conduct yourself in a certain way. You can't be quote unquote what they call it ratchet nowadays. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna hold those type of positions of power, even though we be seeing a little bit of ratchetness from some of these political leaders, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names, and I'm not talking about no colors and none of that shit, no genders, none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, you just see it, like, in today's time in politics, like, a lot of these politicians they bring out is just off the wall. I just put it to you like that. Some of them very Hitlerish, some of them very liberal-ish. You know what I'm saying? And everything else in between. But you gotta look at it like this, right? Man, damn, this shit deep. Hold on, I was saying something. Listen, I damn near lost my train of thought. I'm going in. Pause. No Diddy. But you gotta look at it like this, man. Like Congress, they get to talk about UFOs and UAPs. So this is a very highly educated group of people, and you get to see them talk about a real topic. But it's a topic that's been shrouded in mystery and been covered up and lied on and lied about so many times that it's actually finally good to see that turning point of these people actually kind of just nerd out and just talk about aliens and talk about the stuff they have seen. Because, like I said, it's a lot of the people in the Department of Defense, they are in this realm, you see what I'm saying, of like seeing like pictures of these UAPs, having first-hand knowledge and seeing them and stuff like that. Because Department of Defense is kind of hand in hand with like the CIA and what they call it, the Secret Service. See, the Secret Service are the Men in Black. You see what I'm saying? Like they wanted to take that Men in Black term and not necessarily say it, like get rid of it, but that's kind of like a Hollywood term, but it's a real term. But the real world term is the Secret Service. So the Secret Service and the Department of Defense and the CIA, they all work hand in hand. So you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure the NSA might be in there too, because of communications and all that type of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But when UFOs crash and all this type of shit happens and it comes to Earth, best believe they already going to know about it. And they're going to have the longitude and the latitude and the coordinates of how they get to these locations. They're going to get there first. They're going to clean it up, take pictures and all that. Now, I don't know what they do with the rest of the shit. I don't know if they call these people and they haul it off. I don't know. They take it to Area 51. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But I just know that much. I can tell you that. You know, but yeah, so they even call TikTok Tic-Tac. Like, I be watching that. It's just funny because, like, it's just funny that they call TikTok Tic-Tac, but it came from Lead Farmer 73. He started that whole little movement. That's funny. But yeah, man. So they said they got a fucking witchcraft TikTok where you can go on TikTok and just watch nothing but magic and witchcraft videos. So like I said, witchcraft and all that stuff has been dumbed down. Magic and all that shit has been dumbed down, and I'm not getting on here saying, yeah, hell yeah, I support magic. But then again, I'll be contradicting myself because hoodoo is a form of Christian magic. You see what I'm saying? Go look up hoodoo. Hoodoo is what you would call the so-called African American version of hoodoo, but we're Indians. You see what I'm saying? But they're trying to take our identity and switch to something else. But that's the Native American magic, hoodoo, and it's basically heavily involved with Christianity. So you go do your research on that. So it would be a contradiction for me to say, oh no, I don't really practice magic and all that shit, I'm against it. I can't really be against it because if you do your real research on history, hoodoo is a part of Christianity and Catholic and all this other stuff. You see what I'm saying? But people always talk about black magic, voodoo. They always talk about them only two things. Like I told you, magic is way bigger. It's like a universe. Fucking black magic and all that shit is like a speck in the universe of this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got white magic, you have light magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all different types of other magic. I don't even know the names of, but like, you got enchantments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Word spells. Like, you can speak life. Like, you say your tongue, life and death. You can speak life, you can speak death. Like, all that shit is magic. Things you do, rituals, things you do to get things done. So when you brush your teeth in the morning, that's a ritual because you're brushing your teeth to get your mouth clean, right? To get your teeth clean. That's you doing something to get something done, but it's a positive thing. You see what I'm saying? Just like in Hollywood, they do a lot of satanic rituals. They doing rituals, but it's to do something like to conjure up negative energy. You see what I'm saying? So they could ultimately live like some type of positive, fulfilling life, and just in the moment, like you see what I'm saying? So it's a big difference. So yeah, but with all that being said, it's just crazy that that shit is real. Like it's Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 through 18. You know, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the darkness, against rulers of this world. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual wickedness in high places. You know what I'm saying? Like this is real. This is real talk. You know what I'm saying? And it is crazy that they said in the Bible. And I don't mean crazy like it's crazy, but it's ironic that they said in the Bible that spiritual wickedness in high places, a lot of this spiritual evil stuff, it trickles from the top of the elite, and it trickles down to the bottom of the pyramid, so to speak. So wake the damn up. More videos coming soon. Fuck Satan. Fuck all this millions. Gang. Don't get stepped on for Jesus Christ. You already know how I'm rocking, man.